So let's talk about the teaser we got where Negan sheds some light on what his plan is for Rick and the others. How he will basically get the upper hand in the battle, or at least for the first half of the episode before Rick and the others take control, because he obviously will win. Obviously there's going to be some spoilers ahead. So apparently Negan has doubled down on his plan to outsmart Rick in a very interesting way. Not only did he give Dwight fake plans to pass along to Gregory and then eventually to Maggie, he also did the same thing to another savior group that he purposely let die, all in order to make Rick believe Negan is in a completely different location. Negan's logic here is that there is no way in hell Rick is going to put everything that he's worked for at risk by making a plan of attack that's all based on Dwight's intel, on Dwight's trustworthiness. He's not fully trusted. Definitely not by Daryl, like for instance, who is Rick's right-hand man. So he thinks Rick's going to send some scouts out ahead just to solidify the intel. And there they're going to receive some bad intelligence by the savior group that's serving as bait, the one we see Morgan and the others killing in the teaser. Gabriel is also tagging along with them, so now we know how he ends up on the field, perhaps near the hilltop, with a gun to his head by Negan, being held hostage. It's interesting that this is even a thing at this point. I mean, clearly Negan only wants to kill all of them. He doesn't want them to fall in line anymore. He's past that point. Not only that, but Rick, he's not going to listen to anything, any kind of demand Negan has. Not anything at all. Rick has become more merciless than Negan ever was at this point. Rick's first instinct when meeting any new people is to kill them if they're not on his team. I mean, needless to say, the Gabriel hostage thing won't go anywhere. It's not going to play out as Negan would want. I'm sure Negan's just trying to trick them anyways. It's probably just to give Gabriel a thing to do, get him near the battlefield when everything goes down, when the war concludes. So we do have the scene where Rick's group basically ambushes the savior camp and kills everyone, probably one of those decoys. I do think it's most likely the same camp Negan was talking about, the one where they find the fake plans for Negan's exact location. Morgan also doesn't miss an opportunity to demonstrate how crazy and brutal he's become, completely doing away with a savior that's begging for his life. I mean, Morgan's probably the scariest character on The Walking Dead right now. Also, oddly enough, Morgan was hallucinating Jared. I mean, I'm just happy to see that his hallucinations aren't just saying, you know how it is, over and over. They're actually being themselves at this point, so that's progression, I suppose. I also like the fact that Jared appears with his back towards Morgan. I mean, wouldn't it have made more sense for him to face Morgan directly, since Morgan didn't actually see the flesh wounds Jared got from the walkers? I mean, but at least we as an audience get to see the extensive gashes Jared received just before he died. Because if Jared was facing the front of Morgan and towards the camera, we wouldn't have really seen that he was wounded. On a separate note, actually, I kind of wonder if AMC will keep doing these hallucinations Morgan's having when he crosses over to Fear the Walking Dead on the same night the premiere is happening. I mean, obviously that should stop, right? Because it would involve multiple characters crossing over in some small way, like Jared and Henry, for instance. Morgan should definitely recover from the psychosis. I mean, at least enough, because Morgan being crazy has become one of his defining traits at this point. He's no longer the Morgan that's somewhat sensible, or the monk version of Morgan that we saw in like season 5, I think, before Rick took over Alexandria. So Fear the Walking Dead is definitely going to use this crazy version of Morgan more than any others. I certainly hope that Morgan actually transforms back into who he was. Definitely don't expect to see that for the entire season Morgan's there. Maybe the next season if Morgan's still around. But anyways, that's that for this teaser. I can't wait for the finale on Sunday. I'm actually kind of excited for how Morgan's going to cross over, if it's going to be any kind of scenes with The Walking Dead, that sort of thing. But anyways, as usual, if you like this video and you want to see more, make sure you subscribe and like. It does help me out. And I'll see you in the next Walking Dead video.